These Cogs quests, unfortunately, are not a lot of XP either, you know? But they're pretty quick. But our damage looks really good. Don't really need to get these dudes, but might as well just take them out. Nice. That looks really good. Like, that's quick. Try to do it again over here. Nice. Got them all. Think I'll get a compass? Probably not. Alright, we made that cultist insane, so I'm going to leave him for now. No compass. Take the silver doubloons, though. See the Reaper. The Famine Reaper, so... Okay, it's dead. Alright. We should be okay now. Okay. I'll try to nuke this dude as fast as I can. That went pretty well. Oh, I hit the wrong stupid thing. Well, we're going to Isle of Dread. No way to stop it once you start it. Oh, yeah, you know what? Since we're here, might as well. We need to do this. So, as a conversation point, I got myself in Diablo 4 all the way up to endgame on a Thorns Barbarian and tried to do some of the bosses and do some of like the pit and get my endgame farming done. And I can report that it's just god awful. Like, it got such a horrible endgame. I don't recommend it at all. It's not fun, it's a complete waste of time. And it's just bad boss design, really. I don't understand why Blizzard can do like good bosses in WoW, but not good bosses in Diablo. And the thing about it is, like, you've got telegraphs on the ground that are the same color as the ground, so you can't see them. Or if they are a different color, they're muted, so they're really hard to notice. It's just a very bad design, like very, very bad boss design. And then you can't really tell what effects like are pushing through a phase, or you're not given enough time to react. Like if a boss does something that's going to kill you, instead of having like a second, it's just like an insta effect. So if you're not already ready with the immunity to counter it, you just die. And then the problem with that game, unlike this game, if you start like whittling down a boss and you recall out and go back in, the boss will be the same. But in that game, everything resets. So if you spend an hour on a boss and you die, you have to start back at zero. Like that's a lost hour. So I mean, it's just terrible. It's not fun. The grinding for the masterworking at the end of the game requires so much time. It's just not fun. It's a terrible design that isn't fun. It's a waste of time. So, my opinion anyway. The early game, like the first act, the second act, are a lot of fun. It's worth playing. You know, I'd recommend it. But once you hit like level 100, I think that's pretty much like where I would call it a day, because grinding out those Uber bosses is just god awful. Leveling up masterworking is god awful. So that's my report on Diablo 4. And another report is that Path of Exile just released a massive update for not their second game, which is what everybody's watching, but like the regular Path of Exile is doing a season. It looks amazing. So I'm actually probably going to play that. Yeah, I've uninstalled Diablo 4. Fuck that game. It's garbage. And I'm probably going to play Path of Exile 1 until Path of Exile 2 comes out. And then we'll play that. It looks really good, though. The Path of Exile season that they just announced, all the different changes and all the stuff that they're doing for it. Very cool. I've never actually played that game before, though, either, so something new to try. Looks really good. But it's in the genre, you know, like it's similar, very similar to D&D, so. Oh, I'm dancing. That's such bullshit. Interesting thing, though, just as another talking point about Path of Exile, it has a character design that, while it's not similar to GDO, it has the sort of complexity that the past life acquisition have, like with the way that you put a character together. It's very complicated in Path of Exile, so I think that I'll probably enjoy that aspect of it. But I'm gonna give it a try. I'll probably stream it. I think enough people still like that game. I mean, it's, what is it, like a 10 or 12-year-old game now? Might even be older. It might be 15 years old now. right? Does anybody in chat play Path of Exile? Would I think it's while it's not as old as DDO, it's close. But when it came out, I just missed it. I never played it, so it's going to be interesting to try this season that they just announced for it. And anything is going to be more fun than the Diablo 4. That is such a disaster. Just a waste of time. Unfortunate, too, because I bought it. I wanted to like it. And like I said, Act 1 and 2, like if you go through low level, medium level, all the way up to level 100, it's fun leveling up. The Hell Tides are pretty fun. So I did have that enjoyable, but once you hit level 100, it's just garbage. The end game is trash. It's awful. I would rather, you know, if they were like, okay, you're gonna be tortured, and the torture is either you have to do waterworks 50,000 times, or you have to grind Diablo 4 masterworking. I would say, yeah, let me do waterworks 50,000 times, bro. Like, fuck that game. I'd much rather be in GDO. Which is really unfortunate because, you know, they've put a lot of work into it. Maybe for season 5 they'll fix it and they'll update the bosses, but the way those Uber bosses are designed right now, they're complete garbage. Seemed like a good time to get the pot on my head when I finish the quest. So everybody runs these in a different order. I'm just doing them the way that I do them. You guys, somebody in chat probably does them the same way, because I usually do stuff the way everybody on hardcore does it. So if you've done hardcore at all, it would be probably the same way. Although a lot of times on hardcore, they'll do this quest that I'm going to skip here. That quest right there, I'm not going to do it. I'm skipping it. We'll do our one VIP skip. But on hardcore, you know, you're trying to get 5,000 favor or whatever, or 3,000 favor, so you probably wouldn't skip it. Although I think that if you're going to skip any of these quests, that's the one to skip, because it's got a lot of forge wraiths and it's got a lot of bullshit that happens. This one's okay. The end boss in this one, though, ate my brain before. Like, literally, I got too close to the Mind Flayer and it just sucked my brain out. So, something to be aware of if you do this quest, don't get too close to the Mind Flayer. If he stuns you and goes up to you and does a melee attack, his tentacle could just rip the brain right out of your head. And then that's an insta-kill effect. That's not like a DPS damage thing. You just die. So, you'd think, because my character went on a date with Fred, that I could sort of send a letter to this Mind Flayer and be left alone, but that's not how things work, I guess. I guess this mind flayer doesn't care that I'm friends with Fred. Okay, Sleet Storm on me. And a Glitter Dust. Okay. I see the Plague Reaper back there. The damage is really good, right? Will it give me a compass? Give me a compass. No compass. Lame. That's super, super lame. That was super great. We just obliterated them all. See if I can do it to this group. Oh, most of them. Okay, there's my color spray. Nice. Hey, I got Zippy. I like Zippy. Zippy is a good buff. Alright, I have to be careful, like I said. We don't want the Mind Flayer to suck out our brain. So I'm going to take out the mushrooms. If I can. Can I take out the mushrooms? Yes, alright. Oh, he's hitting me with charisma damage. Alright, so give me Death Ward. And keep me away. Okay, let's fix ourselves. There we go. Okay. Alright, so he's dead. Now we just have to worry about the boss. Excellent. He drained a bunch of my charisma. I wonder how low. Oh, he only got a point. Yeah. And I got the unicorn. It's great. It's too bad that we couldn't get like a little statue of wondrous power that we could pull out and click and have it do that same thing, that unicorn effect. That would be really cool. So sometimes people will come out and they'll go to Magma right now, but I like to do this, the sewer and then Magma. So scavenger hunt, then Magma. Most people do it scavenger hunt, then Magma on hardcore, but doesn't really matter. Every server has a different like way to do stuff, I've noticed. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna take fire. And I'll probably take acid as well, since there's a lot of oozes. Okay, there's a bunch of oozes in front of me. They have a lot of hit points. Okay. We're gonna Sleet Storm. Dancing Ball. There we go. Perfect. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's insane. Yeah, we're gonna leave him for now. I'm gonna try to gather all the rest of these up and then lure them to the dancing ball. Yeah, that looks great. Yeah, we get a shrine down the bottom anyway, right? So... Okay, I see the Fear Reaper. And I kill him by hitting him with the sword. No, I don't do any damage. Alright. That wasn't bad. I do no damage. Okay, Death Ward. We turned that dude to stone. And we made that one insane. We're gonna let him run away. Oh, there he is. Okay. So technically, if I needed to shrine, I could right here, but I don't think I need to. You have to be careful of the Odiug, or however you say that monster's name. The trash monster. The trash monster can hit us for quite a bit. So I'm going to try to nuke him as fast as possible. Okay, that's great. Yeah, we didn't want him to do a special attack. Easy peasy. The problem with these Cogs quests is not the difficulty at all. It's they don't give a lot of XP. So it takes a little while. Like, we've done a lot of quests in level 16 and we're still not we still have not hit level 17 yet. So I mean, we did all of Giant Hold. Like, That's a lot. So now here, from here, I go to Magma. And they fixed Magma, like the lava around Magma is totally neutral now. Like you won't die if you fall in it. You don't have to worry about falling in it. So, and you can pretty much like surf over it if you have the magic carpet. So it's pretty easy now, pretty safe for hardcore. A bunch of people died there on hardcore over the various seasons, so it's a good change. But people would lag out trying to jump onto that platform and die, fall in the lava and die. So gonna color spray this whole mob right here. Okay, I'm gonna do the same thing to these dudes. So color spray, prismatic spray, do another color spray. Stay in the cuddle puddle. Okay. Alright, where's the Reaver? There he is. Yeah, we banished him. Yeah, it's awesome. You have to watch the ground here, right? Because there's a trapper that can throw out a spider. Hopefully we'll be able to kill her before she can. It just makes like such short work. Did we miss somebody? Oh, okay, no. I got nervous because I banished that dude that maybe I bugged the quest. Okay, defeat Jebazook. Almost got him. There he is. Where is it? There it is. Only 18. Too bad. We got the armor though with a mythic on it. That's pretty cool. Usually I ride to this one, this next one, and the way that I go is a little bit different. Well, it depends on where you're from. Some people jump down and go around that way, like they'll jump down here. I don't like to jump down here. I like to go this way. So we go back the way we came, basically, and then we go up and around. And if you time it, they're pretty close. The one good thing about this way is that you encounter a lot less, so you don't really aggro anything. And right, like here, you can make yourself invisible, and then you aggro even less around the corner here. Like, this is where the other group, if they jumped down, they'd be meeting you like right around here. So I just think it's a little easier to do it that way. This quest is probably the hardest one out here, except for the one that we skipped. Get a force field. For some reason, this quest reminds me of Fallout. Like, it feels kind of post-apocalyptic. Nice. One color spray just got rid of all of them. Do I get a compass? No. Alright, I'm going to try and just blow them up. There we go. Easy peasy. That's not the right way. Is that the right way? No. There it is. That's the right way. Alright, so I have fire resist on me. I need that. And going to definitely do blue fire shields. Okay. And I think people say that it's sometimes easier to not even do these levers, but I'm just going to do them anyway. Okay. Look at that. They are just pig-piled on that thing. Alright, I'm going to get them all. Okay, I have the boss now, right? So here we go. We're gonna buff up. Boss killers activated. I think that went as well as we could have hoped. So, like, I have a good time using those levers because they distract the forge wraiths when I'm alone, but I have been in groups where they don't touch them. So I guess it just depends. So this one here, I do have one left, but this is not the place to go to it. The best thing to do is to do the Sharn Pass, go to the forge, and then from the forge we just ride there. If you didn't have the Sharn Pass, you could recall and then use the NPC standing outside the Cogs. And then we use the southern door, right? There's a north door and a south door, so we use the southern door. And I'm going to make myself invisible. We're riding straight ahead, basically, so... Because we're invisible, the mobs will know we're here. They'll hear us, but they won't really aggro on us in any sort of meaningful way, so it's just easier to get to the quest entrance. This one here, some people will farm for like left or right. I don't really care. It is easier to farm for it. I think it saves you like a fight, but oh god, I can't see at all. The gamma on my screen is so dark. All right, there we go. Dead end it is. Is that a dead end? It is. Yeah, I can't, for some reason, the way that the color is here. Where's my gamma? There it is. Oh, well, let me alter it. Wonder why. Well, alright, so we'll try without it. It's just hard for me to see, like, the details of, like, the turns. Alright, there's one. So the idea is that you can make the gamma lighter and it increases the overall light. Basically the trick that they use for like that quest out in Meridia that you do, Rainbow in the Dark. Got wicked lagged. Yeah, I mean, I think personally that they need a light spell in this game. Like, just my opinion. All right, that's optional. Okay. I'm not sure if this is the right way or if it's this way. Yeah, I don't know this. For some reason, okay, we'll go this way. All right, here it is. Yeah, this is what I want. It just got phased out. All right, one student left. Okay, this should be the last room right here. So when they phase me out to the Shadowfell, I don't really take any damage. However, I can't do any damage either. So it's pretty annoying. All right, there we go. So we made it without even being able to see. We made it. I have plenty of mana for the last fight. Okay, here's our boss killers. Okay, I'm just gonna keep putting up these CCs. Okay, great. And we'll try to stay in our CC as long as we can. Okay, looks okay. All right, does anybody know the number, the order for these? I forget. All right, so I'm gonna have to pull it up, leave Twitter, and look up, um, what is this? Roll call. Okay. All right, so yellow 3, blue 3, white 5, red 0, gray 7. So 3, 3, 5. Okay. And this one's 5. Yeah, you were right. Phoenix. Thank you. I just saw that you typed it. But yeah, that is correct. Okay, and then we skip red, and then we do gray 7. All right, that should be it. And we could watch the ceiling and actually do it out, but it takes a while. All right, so that's that. That gives us the saga. You know, we're skipping that first one there. So there's that. We got one piece of gear. Not that good of a roll, but from here we can go right back to the Drunken Dragon and turn it in. Before I turn it in, though, I will like level up. But pretty good. Cogs are always, you know, fun, easy, pretty quick. Well, not super easy, but yeah, remember if anybody's watching and you're on Sarlona and you need a portable hole, I got one that I won't use, so I can mail it to you if you want it. Just send me on Sarlona a mail to Mary, this main character, and I'll just mail it back to you. If anybody needs it. Usually I take dragon blood from the giant hold, but since the VIP now grants free dragon blood, I don't need to take dragon blood anymore, so. And you guys can see what I'm doing for the build. I have this build posted on the GDO forum, by the way, under the Sorcerer section, if you're wondering, if you want to take a look at the exact build, how it's put together. On the forum, I actually made it for like a first life Chaosmancer, so it doesn't account for all the extra racial points that I have or all the extra past lives. But if you had them, you could, increase similar to what I'm doing. Like the one that I posted on the forum isn't running with Spring Storm, but my character happens to have like 15 racial action points to use. So that's what I would recommend. But you don't need to have that SLA. There's plenty of stuff in here and over here. And this is the build I'm probably going to do for Mythdraenor itself when it comes out. And I'm doing Bluff, Spellcraft, Jump, Search, and UMD. And then I have extra points. I've been putting my extra points into Tumble, but that's sort of probably a waste. You could probably either do Haggle or Heal, or maybe anything else. Swim, Repair, like whatever you thought. I'm not really ever doing sonic damage, so I don't really need to boost Perform. Otherwise, that's where those points would go. Balance is okay too. Like you could always put them in balance. I wanted to try doing Tumble because like it should, if I get enough points in Tumble, grant me an extra charge. So that's what we're going to do. But you can see my score is 25 and I still only have 2 points. And I'm in light armor, so I'm really not happy what they did with the changes with Tumble at all. Here, probably like the spell that we're going to take. There's a lot of really good spells in level 8. I think S tier easily is Arcane Tempest. You could probably also make a case for Sunburst being S tier as well, because it does a blind and it can instantly kill things like shadows and oozes and stuff, right? Another thing that I think probably would be considered maybe A tier or S tier. I think A because of the hitbox on Greater Shout. It's like a cone. It's not as good as like Sunburst. It's just like a big area that centers off of whatever you target. And Arcane Tempest is like an AoE storm, which is really cool. Shout does a good stun, so I think maybe people would probably consider that S2. But usually I just take Arcane Tempest because I think it's the best. But there's a lot of good stuff. Polar Ray is good. Trap the Soul, obviously, is really good. And then if I were on any other type of sorcerer, I would take Delayed Blast Fireball, but I am not going to worry about it. On this build, what I'm probably going to take is Finger of Death, just so I have it, if I want to try to insta-kill some trash, But it really could do anything. Like I said, my normal spell would be Delayed Blast Fireball, but because I'm doing all SLAs, I don't really need it, so. The spells I'm running with right now, Autos and Arcane Tempest. Prismatic Spray is probably the most important, I think, because using this Prismatic Mind, we turn it into a DPS ability. It also already does a bunch of really cool stuff. Dancing Sphere is obviously like one of the best CCs. And then level 6, I use Globe of Invulnerability because situationally it's good for like certain boss fights. Greater Dispel Magic I use to remove any spell wards or magical traps that I come across. And then we buff with Greater Heroism and Protection from Elements. This Prismatic Ray is the single target version of Prismatic Spray. It's also really good and is boosted by this Prismatic Mind. Cyclonic Blast I have to like blow away like cloud kills and stuff like that. Break Enchantment I have if I need to like cast Remove Curse or something, and for some reason I don't have potions. But normally I just use potions and I don't even bother casting that. But it's good to have it. Always use Dimension Door, so it's usually the first level 4 that I take. Fire Shield is really useful. Ice Storm here, this one could go. I don't really use it a lot. I took it because situationally you can like use the ice to put out fire, right? But it could be anything. Stone Skin I like. You could do wands, like I don't even have the material components for it. I need to get it. I keep forgetting. Sleet Storm is like a go-to CC sort of crowd control survival. It's like I always recommend to take it. I always take it. Magic Circle. So protection from evil will keep you from getting like compelled or commanded or any sort of like mob that is going to try to mind control you. That will help against. I have protection from evil on an object, so I technically don't need it, but once I get into epics and I change my gear, I won't have that object anymore on. I think it's a shield that I have it on, so I like to have this spell just because it'll save me. Haste is just good to have. Technically, I don't need it. That one could be swapped out for something else, but I find haste usually to be useful. You could make an argument maybe that like another third level spell would be better, and you probably would be right, but haste is always useful. Displacement is part of our like survival, so like I always recommend to take that. Web is situationally super useful, especially since we're not throwing fire, we're not going to melt the webs, so it's even more useful for us. But certain quests like the one where you have to knock down the hedge lions and let the windmill stomp on them. It's useful for that. It's useful to basically stop a champ or a mob. I don't usually cast it a lot because I'm color spraying, but I have it. Resist energy is great if you don't go and get like the Tangle Root House P buffs, which I didn't, because this is an iconic. I started at level 15. So situationally, I'm taking that now. Once I hit epics, I will get Unyielding Sentinel energy resist, and I won't need this anymore, so I'll swap it out. Glitter Dust is super useful, handy to have for all circumstances, so I highly recommend using that. As is False Life. You can basically like fake heal yourself with False Life if you just keep spamming it on yourself. It was what I was doing against the Spinner of Shadows when I was running around with no heal scrolls earlier. I was keeping myself healed by doing False Life and Greater Heroism because they grant you temporary hit points. Tumble is a complete waste now. It used to be cool because you could get Tumble and actually tumble. And when they didn't have the charge system that they have now, you actually used to be able to like backflip or side flip earlier, like with the spell, rather than using the points. But now it's sort of a waste, and you could swap that out for anything. Sonic Blast, really, we're not using it. I have it just in case I need to break a bunch of boxes. Merfolk is always good if you have to do any swimming because it'll increase the speed. So I usually take Merfolk. And then Jump, I always take Jump. Jump is like super useful. Jump gets capped. So like even just standing here, I'm at 33. That's really close to the cap. If I do Greater Heroism, I go to 35. So like I'm 5 away from cap, right? Cozy, how are you? Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you're well. And hope you had a good stream if you streamed today or if you are streaming now. They delayed our Myth Draenor. Oh, I hope you're how is your permadeath on Wayfinder going? Is it you guys having fun over there, Hope? Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so that's basically the build. You guys can see it. And like I said, if you want to look at it, it's on the DDO forum under the Sorcerer class. And, if you wanted to try it out, this is the one I'm going to do for Myth Draenor, and I was sort of explaining it earlier. Once we get enough points, we'll have enough to take Be My Eyes, which basically makes us into like a quasi-trapper. We'll be able to find all of the magical spell wards, and Myth Draenor is basically it's a former elven city that was taken over by basically like all the races and made into this like super metropolis, but a lot of wizards left a lot of magical things there. So I'm assuming if it's anything else like the other Forgotten Realm content that we have and anything like the lore, it's going to be filled with magical traps. This Be My Eye should be enough to get them. Now, obviously, this doesn't do mechanical traps, but it's a good, like, for a first run through Myth Draenor, I'll feel better having this than not having it, right? And I'm not usually using hirelings. Like, I could take out Darling and use her to find the traps, but it'll be good to have just for myself. And then with Dispel Magic, I can just get rid of the traps, or Mordenkin's Disjunction is also something that I use to get rid of those magical traps because it will, you know, dispel them, basically. Yeah, so that's basically the build. Really simple. You could make an argument, and some people have, like, talked to me about what their build is. Like, you could do another Sorc as a secondary. So take these, we end up with 31 points here, put the 31 points over here, and then get a bunch of like electrical and sonic, or you could do any water, you could do fire. The other one I thought about doing was falconry. And the reason taking the 31 points, you get a lot of survivability, we would get more hit points, but it would give us access to No Mercy, which would give us a lot more damage versus anything that we CC with our color spray, or, you know, make helpless with something else that we do, like autos or our dancing sphere. Like, it basically makes it a lot more, but I think for the way I play and going into the ruins of Myth Draenor, I'm going to benefit more from having my color spray as an SLA, getting my charisma to hit and damage, being immune to fear, being immune to magic missiles, having the invisibility on hit chance, having the quasi trap finding, having the free enlarge, the illusion DC boost. Like, there's just a lot in this that buffs this tree here. This directly benefits from this, you know, and it all synergizes really well with our racials over here. So, like, there's really no reason for it. We're already doing a ton of damage. So maybe you could make an argument if you were doing like R10s, that falconry would be where you want to be in for that boost in damage. But for the way I play and for how I'm going to do Myth Draenor, I don't need it. Certainly is not the only build that you can do. That's the point I'm trying to make. Like, I happen to like Fate Arc, but you could probably make an argument for a lot of other trees here. Horizon Walker, although once you go up to the second tier, most of this stuff is ranged, so it sort of loses some of its usefulness. But you certainly could do like a mix between these two. Like, you could do 11 points over here and get Greater Color Spray, and then you could do 20 points over here in Horizon Walker and just get the defensive stuff out of here, which there is definitely some cool defensive stuff in here, like permanent protection from evil. You know, this permanent haste, so you wouldn't need to take it. You could actually use this as an SLA. You'd be able to mark targets and then nuke them down. Like, super useful. I can't think like of an inquisitive build utilizing, but I'm sure somebody could come up with one though. It would be an experiment. Oh, the other thing too, another really good tree defensively is Vistani. Like, I love Vistani. So like, this whole middle row is great. You're able to get ability points. All these cores are pretty decent, although they start to make less and less sense for a caster the more you get, because a lot of this tree is just based around like throwing daggers. But there is a lot of good stuff in here, and we do have a dagger that we throw. It's just that we're not really doing it for DPS, but you know, there's enough in here that we could make it work. but I don't think it would be as good as what we have now. So that's the point there. And the same thing with like they added some stuff into Harper Tree that made it a little bit more useful. It's really only good though if your intelligence is your main ability. So if you were like on a rogue or a wizard, Harper would be better. But if you said, hey, I want you to make a build that utilizes Harper, I probably could come up with one, but it wouldn't be like a wild magic sorcerer, you know?
Where are you going? Hunting for gold that is flowing. Somewhere in the cold world, there is no knowing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. What evil is growing? Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. We love games. We love games. There's no knowing what magic awaits, what evil is growing. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games. We love games. Just play games and be jolly. Magical treasures hide in the dark, so rest and bark. We love games. There's a standing stone, let's make camp. We love games. Let's make camp and play more games. Hey la, oh la la la. We love games.